Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? Well, as for me, I'm just doing fine on this beautiful day that the Lord hath made. So I come to you today to talk to you about the book of Genesis, chapter 34. Previously, we talked about chapter 33, and in chapter 33, we learned that Jacob and Esau reconciled their differences, and now Jacob is in the land of Canaan, which brings us to chapter 34. So I will begin reading 34 from the first chapter, from the first verse. And Dinah, the daughter of Lean, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hittite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul came unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Give me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were in the cattle, with the cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved. And they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife. And make ye marriages with us, and give us your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you, and ye shall dwell with us. And the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and to her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and that ye shall say unto me, I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his son deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, and give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this we will consent unto you, if ye be as we be, that every man of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all of the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came into the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us. Therefore let us dwell in the land, and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters for us for wives, and let us give our daughters to them. Only herein will the men consent unto us to dwell with us, to be one people, if every man among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son, hearken all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, and all went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. And the sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took the sheep, the oxen, their asses, and that which were in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives, took they captive, and spoiled even all that were in the house. And Jacob said unto Simeon and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to sink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as a harlot? And that concludes the reading of Genesis chapter 34. Wow, this was a lot here. So in this chapter, we see that as they settled in the land of Canaan, Jacob and his family, Dinah is his daughter from Lean. She went out to see the ladies of the land, and Shechem, Hanor's son, defiled her. Literally, he raped her. But he wanted to marry her. And when her brothers found out about that, they were like, no, they were very, very upset. So when they asked, could he marry her? They came up with a plan, and they said, we're going to tell them, yes, if you guys get circumcised, all of the male get circumcised. Yes, you can have her to be a daughter. So what they did, once the men got circumcised and they were sore, so they were in a weakened status, they couldn't defend themselves. Jacob's two sons by Lean, which Simeon and Levi, they came and killed all of the men. They killed all the men, took the women and children with them. They held them captive. They took all of their wealth. They took everything. And Jacob was not pleased with that. He was not pleased with that, because now he's afraid. It's just him and his sons and the people that were with them among all of the people in that land. And now Jacob is very afraid, but his son said, hey, wait a minute. How should we deal with him? That he's dealing with her like a harlot, even though he wanted to marry her. They were not very forgiving of what he did. And that is chapter 34. Very interesting. And now we have chapter 35. So this is very interesting, but we'll end here. We'll end here. I don't know what your thoughts on what they did, if that's something you would agree with. As for me, I don't agree with what they did, because I think they should have been up front and dealt with Shechem. They should have dealt with Shechem. But of course, we didn't live in that time, and there's consequences for everything. So if they had just dealt with Shechem, to me, he's the one who did the damage, and he's the one who should have paid for it. So all of the men there had to pay for it, including his father. So, that was a lot. All right, so I'm going to let you go, and talk to you real soon. God bless. Bye-bye.